Did you see what Elon discovered about Social Security?
What?
Did you see if you can find it, Jamie, about the number of illegal aliens who are receiving Social Security? And
we'll kick them off.
But there's like a scam to it all. This is part of the incentivization. This is how you incentivize people to vote for your party. If you can allow these people to vote, and this is part of the scam. If you've got them in the Social Security system, they're getting Medicaid, they're getting food stamps, or whatever they're getting. As soon as you can label them, they were talking about this one doctor. We had a video that we played where she was explaining how she was being encouraged to ask questions like, do you have a backache? Do you have headaches?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can have permanent disability.
You might need to transition. That's what they do. Your head hurt, you're trans.
Do they try to transition immigrants? I heard that was true, but then I said that's too ridiculous.
You don't have to try. Everybody wants it. It's safe, effective. It's as great as a COVID booster.
I heard
do
it's
it
reversible.
Today. Really?
They can make you a dong out of your leg. They take a big chunk of meat out of your leg and make you a new dong.
Yeah, somebody already did that.
Wait, were we just Googling, Jamie?
Looking at Social Security stuff.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, nobody wants fraud, okay? But what they don't want is that the government, and look, maybe it's a terrible idea the government does anything. I'm sure it's better to have a corporation the size of a government do it with no constitution and I have no rights with. That's a good idea. And I have an automated response, like an AI telling me if my insurance comes through or not. I'm sure that's better.
Yeah, that's better.
Luigi Mangione didn't feel like that, they say.
I can't find it. Yeah, the free Luigi thing was really crazy.
But if because America treats its own kids like garbage, that's the saving grace. So the next lockdown or bullshit, they've already lost during lockdowns, there ain't nothing to do but look into shit is how I looked at it, you know? And I know a lot of ex-cons that know a lot more current events than me because they were locked down and just got informed.
That is when you got deep. But also you started working with Jimmy Dore. As soon as you started working with Jimmy Dore, you immediately...
Well, first Barry, but he told me Jimmy was a good dude. I didn't know
Barry
Jimmy.
Crimmins, yeah.
And Barry, the things he used to tell me about, you know, by the way, sanctuary cities, that's a Republican thing. You know that, right? I think that's Reagan. The concept of a sanctuary city was Reagan. Because as the great Bernie Sanders... sometimes and then not said, that is a Koch brothers proposition, open borders, right? But then the Democrats suddenly hate open borders after they were all like, no, we got to have borders. And then the people that they wind up with their programming are still running around driving their fat scooters into Teslas like it matters.
But those are the same people that I was talking about earlier. Those Tesla protesters, they're the same people that join cults. They're the same people that
don't know Democrats mostly own Teslas.
They're the same people that are getting paid to go to the rallies. There's a certain underclass of really fucking dumb people out there that you can exploit. You can get them to do a lot of shit, man. And
I would say the government employees are that.
But if you're hiring them all the time for protests, they're essentially government employees that are just designed to perform propaganda. If you're using government money and you're paying people to go to a rally and you're giving them signs and you're making them cheer and you're giving them money and food.
So I found this is an article on the Daily Mail, but they're discussing what he said at the Wisconsin rally this week, I think, about Social Security and illegal aliens.
Okay, it says lawfully present non-citizens of the United States who meet all eligibility requirements can qualify for Social Security benefits, the SSA website states. This rule also applies to non-citizens authorized to work in the United States who got a Social Security number after December of 2003.
Well, did they pay into it or no?
I don't know what. Let me finish this. Still, clips the explanation and other portions of the Wisconsin event quickly went viral on Musk's social media app X as users cheered the fraud-finding effort. It's absolutely infuriating. One user wrote in response, I hate when they do that, like post people's tweets.
Yeah.
One user said, like, stop. Biden and team, you're forming a narrative. There's a lot of users.
Well, look.
Biden and team were bringing in millions of immigrants and putting them on benefits. Another user wrote, reacting to the SSA numbers. I know Elon keeps saying it was for votes, but that can't be the only reason.
They're correct. Our military, people joining the military is all-time low. I sent you that Dick Durbin talking about we need new cops who don't want the money that old cops got. We need new workers like at Purdue where they fired citizens from a government program to bring in asylum seekers and pay them less. It's always about lowering your pay. Every single goddamn thing is we got to be competitive.
It says people sometimes, this is Musk saying, people sometimes think that under the Biden administration, he was simply asleep with the switch. They weren't asleep
That's
at
correct.
the switch. It was a massive,
Yes.
large-scale program to import as many illegals as possible, ultimately to change the entire voting map of the United States and disenfranchise the American people and make it a permanent, deep blue, one-party state from which there would be no escape, the 53-year-old entrepreneur shared. Another user reacted on X. Okay.
There's another article I was going to bring up. They said that these claims are being claimed, but then they've like asked for evidence, and they haven't received
Which
it.
claims exactly?
Entitlements fraud here specifically. Like he brought it up on this podcast.
Right. It says in an interview with us, okay,
And
the
it says,
single
like-
biggest thing they're worried about is Doge going to turn off fraudulent payments of entitlements. Okay. It says this lacks evidence. Unauthorized immigrants
almost
are
like
not
this.
eligible for most safety net benefits. And there's no evidence to suggest
I
they're
don't know
committing
if
fraud
that's true
en
or
masse
not.
to obtain them. But hold on, it's not fraud. If you ask people if
Right.
they have headaches and then you give them permanent Social Security, or you ask them if they have bad backs, who the fuck that's 40 doesn't have a bad back? All you have to do is say your back hurts, and bam. If they were really encouraging people to do that, and they really are giving them Social Security numbers, why are you doing that?
Okay.